How's it going, everybody? This is as you can see, a wonderful camera angle. I do not look like a Muppet or Sesame Street character at all, whatsoever. I look exactly like a human being. Before I get started, please tell me if I'm coming in okay, because I'm hotspotting this phone or another phone. Long story, not gonna get into it. Let's just say, when you buy phones, do the research if they work with your network. In any event, so please tell me if I'm coming in okay, or at least if the sound is coming in okay, because I know I look like a Muppet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we got one person. Here we go. One person is here. There's a car on my butt. I don't like when someone's on my butt. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is suspected that my 87-year-old grandmother has Shmovid. It is suspected, we don't know. And I am going to get her some stuff. The stuff that is the stuff that they don't want us to get the stuff. And it's, guess what, guys? It's from a pharmacy. I'm getting it from a pharmacy. Pharmacists fill these prescriptions for the actual thing that we want it to be used for, not for the thing that it originally was used. There is something in this world called what's called repurposing, my friends. Ask any doctor, ask any pharmacist. Repurposing of medications, my friends. So you could use it for a certain type of schmanimal, a schmorse, for certain things, or you can, in lower schmoses, schmadoses, you can use it for humans and for other things, and they work, my friends. My friends, you know how we know they work? Because, well, besides the fact that they do work in what's called on-the-ground, wartime anecdotal usage that we've heard from many, many people, millions of people at this point. We also know it works because it was confirmed by an organization. It's not an organization. It's something called DARPA, which is the arm of the military, my friends. A gentleman by the name of Major Murphy. I don't know if he's John or Jason. I forgot. Something with a J. Last name is Murphy. In a paper he wrote to his bosses, said, here's why we should not give $14 million or however many millions to Shmiko Shmelth. And he says, this is something that was written by him in August of 2021, and he's referring to Shmai Vershmektin and HCQ since April 2020. These things work. And another thing called Shminterferon. Guys, if you know what Shminterferon is, something that my father used for hepatitis C. But it has a lot of side effects, so people don't really so much recommend it. Yeah, so, and on top of that, the same guy wrote in the same paper, this Major Murphy, that the, you know what, the Shmem Shmarne doesn't work so well. And if anything, it serves to push or create evolutionary pressure, thus creating what's called ADE, Shmantambody, Shmependent Shmehancement, as we know, and creating more Shmarians, my friends. Baruch Hashem, we got to a point now, epidemiologically, where the Shmarian that we're dealing with now is relatively weak. And it actually, once you get it, it acts as sort of a natural Shmexine, the natural you-know-what. Which means, my friends, either we're going to wind down in this whole thing in maybe a month or two, or they're going to release something else that's even worse, and has not a 1% or a 0.5% rate of Has V'Shalom, but it has about a 30% rate of Has V'Shalom. But we just had word from our friend who created this treatment, Dr. Shmelenko, who told us, you know, if I were you, for this new thing that they may release with a 30% Has V'Shalom, to take more of HCQ, and more of IVM, and more of zinc, and all these kind of things. And my friends, he pointed to a study that talks about that, which confirms that, corroborates that. So, my friends, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. But I'll tell you guys, there are pharmacies on planet Earth that will fill a prescription with the things that I just listed. They exist. They exist in New York. They exist in New Jersey. They exist all over the place. Yes, most of those pharmacies, guys, are run by Frum Jews, Torah-observant Jews. And you know what, guys? I've heard from multiple people, even people who afterwards, Lord knows why, actually I know why, one person I know, way in the beginning of the shmandemic in April, was somehow able to get these things because the pharmacists and the doctors he was dealing with were not prescribing them. I gave him the number of Dr. Shmalenko, and he was able to get these things. He was in bad shape, and this is a young guy, 41, he's like my age, and it saved him, guys, it saved him. And afterwards he still had to get the you-know-what, because whatever, he's a teacher, and he wouldn't be able to go back to work unless he got the you-know-what, unfortunately. But, Baruch Hashem, and my friends, there's a lot of other people I know, old and young, people who were in bad condition, or whatever, semi, not so good condition, for whom this worked. My friends, people want to say, well, we need double-blind this, and we need peer review that. My friends, as we say all the time, you are in a war. You are in Normandy. And in Normandy, you're a paratrooper landing in Calais or whatever. It's in the middle of France, in some little village. You do not have time. Time is not on your side. You do not have time. And this one lady was like, no, what do you mean? We're coming up with studies all the time. I said, but you don't have time. A person is sick. They can't wait for your studies. They have to take something that they know is even anecdotally or empirically on the ground effective. If they know 20 people who all did the same thing, if they personally, this person who gets sick, knows 20 people or 30 people who all did the same thing when they were sick and it worked for them, my friends, common sense, logic dictates that maybe it's worth it to try it, especially if there's way less schneid effects than the stuff that these guys are pushing. Way less. We know exactly what's going on with this stuff, okay? With both of them. We even have statistics of how many people actually had schmadverse reactions during this particular time, my friends, which has been minuscule, is an understatement, compared to about 1 million and counting people just in America alone who had issues with the stuff that they're pushing, my friends. Guys, I mean, it's just criminal at this point. It's just criminal what's being done. And you know what, guys? This week's parsha is the parsha of the splitting of the sea, and at the end of the parsha we find Amalek. If you guys probably know, I mentioned it on the show many times. Amalek is the same gematria. I think it's 270. If I'm not, somebody can correct me. Mr. Frank can correct me. He's the gematria master. 270 or 240? 270? Whatever. It's 2 something. And which is the same gematria as the word sofek in Hebrew, which means doubt. So, my friends, we know the truth. The sea is splitting. The truth's, it's being revealed. Right? These people are about to crumble. Their whole narrative is crumbling before their very eyes. But guys, you see now. You see what they did today. 300 schmachters came out against Shmogin for spreading misinformation and being a danger to public health. My friends, sometimes I keep hearing this. I keep hearing these slogans, these empty slogans. I keep hearing, Dr. Shmalenko's blood on his hands. I've yet to hear of one person, one story, one testimonial. My friends, you would think you would hear one testimonial on a video, something, on a Telegram group, somewhere, Twitter, a person will come to the mainstream media. I've yet to hear one person talk to the media about how they had awful effects from IVM or HCQ. One person, my friends, or how their relative died or this. I haven't heard one, my friends. My friends, conversely, we have the military that can tell us that the number of people who have had issues with the stuff they're trying to push. So now, my friends, this is called Amalek attacks. When Amalek knows everything is lost for them, he's going to attack. He's going to bring out the big guns, my friends. This is what he does. This is his method. This is his MO. But you know what, guys? Obviously, they're not going to win. And you know how they're not going to win? You know how we beat Amalek in that parsha, my friends? In that story? We beat them with spirituality. We beat them with, whatever magic they had. We beat them with emunah and Hashem. We beat them with, with just emunah, with spirituality. Obviously, we fought a physical war as well. We did what we had to do, ishtadlut. We brought, in this case, we bring forth information and documents, and we do the media. We use social media to talk to people. But the most important thing, guys, is emunah and Hashem, to know that we have the emet, the truth on our side, and to know that these people have nothing on their side. They just have blah la 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 la, Or as Jose Mourinho, the legendary coach, soccer coach, likes to say, as I said before, papapia papapa, papapia papapa. My friends, that's all they have. That's all they have. They have a little song and dance that they like to do every so often, okay? And they bring zero information, zero anything. Yeah, danger to public health. Blood on his hand. My friends, again, we have tons of testimonials from people, video testimonials from people who either themselves took the drugs that they're stopping, that they're blocking, or their family members who took it, who were like 80, 90 years old, okay? People who came in the media and said the same things. Conversely, we don't have even one guys, not one, not even one. I haven't heard one person. Not one. You would think it'd be at least one, like a token case. Nothing, zero. Very strange, very strange. Anyway, guys, just remember, Amalek is going to attack. He is attacking with the sea split, and the Egyptians, who used dark magic and manipulation and psychosis and fear, they drowned in the sea. And there's a midrash that talks about how the Pharaoh actually did tshuva, whatever that means, right? So, this Murphy guy, this Marine, he said in the end of his message to Project Shmeritas, he said, whoever has the information, whoever is part of this group of people, listen, somebody's got to be brave enough to come forward. And then he said, you will be forgiven. If you come forward, you will be forgiven. The American people, the world will forgive you. If you come forward and you'll say, my boss has put a gun to my head to not say anything, I was under threat, under firing, and this and that and the other. My friends, this is what this guy is saying. And he said, there's a lot of good people, both in and out of government, who are doing the right things right now. There's essentially what he's saying is there's a battle inside the government. There's a war inside the government, my friends. And that we should know. In any event, guys, it's all about the emunah, and that's the whole thing. And don't be afraid of Amalek. Amalek, they don't have the truth. All they have is fear and doubt, and that's all she wrote. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon.